The post is, am I the a-hole if I ask my husband to stop cooking breakfast? I am 31 female and husband, 34 male, is a creature of habit and has made himself the same breakfast every single morning for the 10 years that we have been together. A tofu scramble with various veggies made on a cast iron skillet. For years, I would barely notice his cooking in the morning. However, a couple years ago, he started getting distracted while cooking and would walk out of the room to sit down in his computer and start thinking about work for the day. He will claim that the stove is off or on super low, but the result is that almost every single morning the food smells like burnt oil and just awful. I find the smell to be revolting and on a few occasions have had coughing fits from smoke in the air. He usually disagrees and says that there isn't any smoke in the air. At present, a couple of factors complicate this even more. We recently moved into a very old house with terrible ventilation, and the fan for the stove just recirculates air around the kitchen. I'm also pregnant and struggling with morning sickness and food aversions, and the smell of his nasty burnt breakfast makes me feel so sick and irritated. I try to stay calm when thinking and talking about it, but internally, there is a hormone-fueled rage towards his breakfast. I hate it so much, I despise it. I've tried talking to him about it a couple times, and he says he will be more careful. He doesn't seem to really understand how irritating the smells are to me. This morning I was in a work-from-home meeting in my office when he once again left his food unattended on the stove. The smoke filled my office, and I was struggling not to gag and cough. At this point, I want to demand that he either, 1, stop cooking breakfast entirely, or 2, get a black top and cook outside so that I don't have to smell it. Why, I think I'm not the a-hole. He has demonstrated unsafe practices with cooking in the morning, and his burnt food makes my morning sickness worse. Why, I might be the a-hole. This breakfast has been his daily routine since before we met. It's a ritual at this point. He also doesn't see things the way I do. He says that his food isn't burnt and that he doesn't really leave it unattended and that I am being sensitive.
Wow. Okay, so let's unpack this one.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Right. I mean, you have this collision of a decade-long habit, this ritual, and then just bam, physical reality. The stakes just changed completely.
They really did. And you know what's fascinating to me? It's the house. The move into that old house.
That's the amplifier, isn't it?
It's the total amplifier.
Yeah.
Because that recirculating fan, I mean, that's not venting anything.
No, it's just pushing the air around.
It's just pushing smoke around. When he leaves that skillet, the oil gets past its smoke point. That's not just a bad smell. It's actual particulate smoke. It's unhealthy.
And it's filling her office while she's in a meeting, making her gag.
Exactly. So the physical problem is undeniable.
But he is denying it. He says she's being sensitive. So how do you get past that? How do you bridge that disconnect between what's actually happening and what he's willing to admit is happening?
Well, that's the real issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a kind of habit blindness. For 10 years, this has been his thing.
His identity, almost.
Totally. It's his ritual. And to admit the food is burnt or that what he's doing is unsafe, that would mean challenging this core part of his morning routine. He literally might not be able to smell it because his brain has decided it's just the smell of breakfast.
That's a powerful denial. So she's given him 2 options. 1, just stop cooking breakfast altogether.
Which is a huge ask.
A huge ask. Or 2, get a blacktop and cook outside. I mean, between those 2, which one feels more, effective?
Well, telling him to stop completely, that's a direct attack on the ritual itself. He's probably going to get very defensive.
Yeah, I can see that.
But the second option, cook outside. I actually think that's a bit brilliant.
Oh, so?
Because it reframes the problem. It's not you doing something wrong. It's this house can't handle your cooking.
Ah, so it externalizes it. It blames the bad ventilation, not him.
Exactly. It gives him it allows him to keep his ritual, but he has to acknowledge that the current way of doing it is, well, it's a problem.
That's a great insight. But it still hinges on him admitting there is a problem, and he keeps saying the food isn't burnt. So that brings up a bigger question, I think. What do you do when someone just denies objective reality?
You have to introduce something he can't argue with. You need objective data.
Like what?
An air quality monitor. You can get them pretty cheap. You stick it in the kitchen or even in her office.
Oh, that's really smart.
Yeah, because he can argue about a smell. He can say, you're being sensitive. He can't argue with a number on a screen showing him the parts per million of particulate matter just spiked.
It moves the argument away from feelings and into facts.
Exactly. It makes it about safety. And for anyone listening, that's the lesson. When your environment changes, it can shine a huge spotlight on these little issues that were already there.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, her physical health, especially while pregnant, has to come before his morning ritual. The evidence is just, it's overwhelming.
Safety has to win.
Make sure you like and subscribe to Clear Cut Narratives for more content like this.